Maybe is something that business could use, you know, how to understand and deal with differences in a way that is less stressful. So this is about, you know, what are some of the skills that we need to sort of deal with the world that moves so quickly, with so much information so fast. And I really feel that is being comfortable with not knowing, you know, finding a way to be comfortable with uncertainty, not in all of life, but in the world of business, which is changing and developing so fast. Sometimes it's hard to know, are we going back to an older way because there was more connection there was more caring there, or are we going to go more to the world of computers and just everything's going to get done by secondary representation as opposed to face-to-face? But still there's skills that are needed in either way so that we can handle the changes when they come so fast. Wisdom of the body is always a wonderful workshop. You know, how do we bring more and more of our somatic and emotional intelligence, you know, into the world? Yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, I think this is part of the third generation of NLP when I talked about more systemic thinking, that, you know, we have this wonderful intellect, but we also have an intelligence in this organization called the body. And then there's also intelligence that resides in the field, that resides between you and me, where ideas come that we would never have as an individual. It comes out of the space between us. So how to bring, you know, it's a workshop about how to bring more and more of the somatic intelligence or the emotional intelligence through with the intellect and to the field. Yeah. I think it's a lot of fun. We get to move a lot. That's always fun. Creativity is just delicious, you know. Creativity is the creativity. You know? How to kind of release that, all the wonderful possibilities, you know, and whatever the beliefs that we have about the world that stop that creativity from flowing. I mean, it's one thing that makes us very human, is the ability to be creative in the ways that we are. Leadership. I mean, first there's the leader, which is the role, you know, that's who am I, you know. Then there's the process of leading, you know, what are the skills that leaders can employ, the different kinds of skills, whether it's a great visionary leader or it's a great inspirational leader, or whether it's a great manager because he's leading his team in a certain direction, whether it's a leader who is able to go to the individuals and draw out their best capabilities. We can focus on leadership as Bass focused on it with respect to what are those types of leadership which are transformational for another human being, so that somehow through being led by that person or that manager or that teacher, that it frees my potential as a human being. As opposed to being led in a way that dampens that potential, and really having an exploration about that and going and asking, what do I need if I find myself in the role, a role of leadership? There's more and more awareness that, you know, a business is made up of people, and that supporting the potential, you know, in people and having a real focus in that area, as well as giving something back to the community in which they live. In an NLP point of view, we would go, well, you know, I have a goal or I have a dream. I need to be aligned to that. You know, I need to have everything in my own potential in terms of what I have now moving towards that dream. When it comes to business and organizations, business organizations, those organizations of people, they live in some community somewhere. And I think the Social Change Project was a project that my friend Judith DeLozье from London and I talked about for many years, about 5 years. And 5 years ago, we started the first one. And some amazing projects have come out of that. In fact, that was the beginning of my trip here to Poland, actually, to be here with you now. Started 2 years ago in that group. So to see people come with a dream and a vision that can make a difference in the world, to have the support of their peers around, to share the factors in their success with each other, to share their capabilities, to share their connections in order to sort of bring these visions to life. And there's some pretty amazing projects. I mean, the health project in Chicago and New York, you know, how do we promote health in the community by creating projects that can be passed on to other people and they can continue to grow. So you can take the step back and let that happen, whether that's creating sacred space parks, pocket parks in inner cities, and that's going on now, not only in the United States, but also in Mexico, because it's usually in the poorest parts of the city where you have the least amount of green space or it's not safe space, and so promoting that. I think, I'm trying to think, environmental projects, projects in art and drama as a way, just a way to teach young people some life skills and to express their emotions and their feelings in a way that is, that isn't violent, that is real, you know. Giving kids a chance that way. I mean, there's so many amazing projects. Some of the new challenges in NLP, I don't know if they're really new challenges, but I think they are challenges that are coming more and more to our awareness as people, and I think those challenges relate to more and more systemic thinking. NLPU, our sort of vision there is to really create a world that people want to belong to and to support the tools and the thinking and the states inside of ourselves as human to be more and more open to that world. I think those are the challenges. And I think now in the third generation, it really is about bringing not only my ambition as a human being in terms of my ego, as we would say, and what I want to create, but to bring that into balance with my soul and the way in which I want to touch the world that's bigger than me, and through that way kind of opening up my perception of what a system really is.